Peace, peace, and prosperity. Society Mystic. I'm coming to you with another message to help you free your heart and soul. Right now, I am talking about Aries, the ram, the ram, and how the ram rules the body part of our eyes and our face. Okay? Our eyes and our face. Um, I did a video on Scorpio and Aries like 2 years ago. That video did really, really well. So I decided to make this video on Aries, specifically breaking down the relationship between our eyes and our face and the sign of Aries and how Aries aspects those features. Um, so let's get started. Okay, so your face is the first thing people see majority of the time, but just talking about you yourself, your face is the first thing that you use to identify yourself. Okay, mainly because when you look in the mirror, you're looking at yourself, you're looking at yourself in the eyes. When people talk to you, they don't look at your breasts or your butt, and if they do, then that's obvious that they don't really care about who you are. They just care about that part of you, that aspect of you. But your face and your eyes, that is direct access to yourself, your soul energy, who you are at the core, and what you came here to express. This The energy that comes out of your eyes and the energy of your face is like the fire that is expressed here on this earth. The fire that burns here on this earth. And I wouldn't say like, it's like the heat that emanates from the earth is much like the heat that emanates through your eyes, okay? And this is how you are identified in this world. This is how you are seen. And it's funny because the actual ram itself, the animal, is like half blind. Like they can barely really see. And this is very, very representative of Aries. I know a lot of Aries who have had eye problems, or they have to wear glasses, or they always getting hit in the face by something or someone. There's stuff going on in the facial area, and whenever there's stuff going on in the facial area, you always have to think about how you are feeling energetically towards your identity and yourself, and how you are expressing yourself in this world, and also how that is being reflected back to you. Because when we look in the mirror, the first thing we're looking at is our own face, is our own identity. So this Aries ram energy of being partially blind is very, very representative of the Aries energy, because Aries sees, but they see in a different kind of way. They don't see how Virgo sees. So that's a whole nother thing. The way Virgo sees is like everything, but the way Aries sees is like that thing. Like that's what that thing is right there. So Aries energy is very precise, precision, and focused on one area, like one little beam, and like literally it's almost like one of those focus lenses. Like you could see that one thing clearly, but everything else around it is super, 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 super blurry. And this can cause Aries to get into so many accidents. So the reason I brought up Virgo when I was saying that is because Virgo, their vision isn't focused on the eyes. It's focused on the gut. It's focused on the digestive system. And that is much more complex that is literally sensing everything all at once without even having to use your eyes. So that's the difference there. And so when we're talking about the eyes in Aries, our eyes has the capacity to say and speak volumes, um, just on how we, glance at someone, you know, um, in a single glance, you can say everything at one time, and your focus can be penetrated through the way you use your eyes. So if you have an intention, if you have, a desire, a passion, something that you want, people are going to be able to usually tell through your eyes. If people are in sync with who they are and have a strong tie to their identity and to who they are as a person and the fire that they bring to this world, they usually have strong eyes in a way. And so when we move from Aries and we get to Taurus, this is where like the stronger eyes, the more, I don't want to say dense, but dark, the more dark and like intense eyes you will see in someone if they have those influences in their chart. But for the most part, when it comes to Aries, our eyes speak volumes, and they have everything to do with who we are and the fire and the passion and the flame that we bring. And not only the eyes, but we're talking about the face as well. So like our facial expressions, smiling, anger, everything is obvious. And this is Aries. Like Aries is obvious. You know when they're mad, you know when they're happy, you know when they're upset. It's like everything is what you see is what you get, pretty much. And it's the same thing when it comes to our face and whatever is going on with our face. Unless we have on a mask, most of the time people don't walk around with masks on. Everything else is covered except for the face. Or, just normally our faces are open. And in certain cultures where women practice, wearing veils and covering the bottom half of the face and only having access to the eyes, or being able to see the eyes, it's a form of protection to the whole of who that woman is. And so you're only able to see her eyes because literally you have to focus on the soul of that woman when you are around her, in her presence. You can't, everything else is like a distraction. And so that's usually like the purpose of wearing veils and things like that. But yeah, when it comes to health and wellness, if you are getting having issues in your face, skin issues, you're having accidents, you're falling on your face, you're breaking your face, other people are breaking your face, it's time for you to assess your identity and what you've been expressing, your fire that you've been expressing on this earth, and how that can be improved and how you can be more in tune with who you actually are versus putting on this kind of defense, having your defenses up more than you are actually expressing yourself in your most authentic sense. Because whenever we feel like we're unable to express ourselves in our most authentic self, we also start to feel like we have to protect ourselves and defend ourselves, because we're like, okay, this environment that I'm in is not allowing me to, or has a problem with me being who I am and like expressing myself in my authenticity, and that is like threatening, you know, to my spirit. So I'm suspect, you know, these people might be out trying to kill me or something. It can be like that with Aries. So anyway, whenever these things and these afflictions start happening physically, it's time to assess, you know, those parts of who you are and your identity. So let me know what you guys think about that video or about that in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next video. Okay, peace.